This is wild, and I think it needs to be talked about. So let's take a look real quick. On Twitter, there's a guy named Preston. Okay, he's a Pokemon collector, like a lot of people are. Loves Kingdra. Shout out to Kingdra. Um, so he sent a submission into PSA, and he graded a bunch of Pikachu and Zekroms. The Not the ultra expensive one, the one that's around 30 to 40 bucks. He sent them in, and when they got the submissions back, they came back all PSA 9s, and he hit the sell button on a couple of them, and they came back around 34 to 35 bucks. And then if you look close enough, you can see that they came back a PSA 10 in the picture as well. So, but they were all marked as 9s. So with them being marked as 9s, they're only worth 30 bucks. And you could see on his video here when they pulled them, they show 9s. So as he's going through the whole entire set, he's looking at these and saying, "Oh, all my Pikachu's are 9s. That's what they were graded as." But he has the serial numbers up here, so he can see all the serial numbers. And then when he goes into the whole entire set themselves, they were showing up as PSA 10s. If you look close enough, same certs, PSA 10s. So if you think about it, Pikachu and Zekrom in a nine's going for between $30 and $50, and a lot of people have tried to grade this card as a 10 because there's a lot of nines as well. But in a 10, it's around 240 bucks. So that's a tough thing to think about, and it's scary because a lot of people have been talking about they think they're getting their PSA 9s are getting regraded by PSA and they're really getting listed as 10s. Well, there's proof right there. Now, going through his comment section, he's got a little bit more. He's saying there's a lot of confusion right now. He's been contacted directly, and the situation is starting to get resolved. Um, Fortunately for him, he says he had them regrade them manually, and the sales on the 10s will be reversed and returned back to me. So that's fortunate for him. You know, this is one of those things where maybe he had a big enough Twitter following to get the cards that he wanted, but the 10s were reversed for himself. So he's got the Sun and Moon cards that are received, mostly 9s, which he found out they were surprisingly low. And he says PSA falsely told me they were 9s. And so it's pretty crummy to think about that. So hopefully this guy gets his money, but at the same time, how many people have they done this to before? You know, people on eBay. I bought a PSA 10 Charmander, and I got sent a PSA 9. The guy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong one." I'm like, it took him a day to respond, but it's like that's not okay, you know. And then now you're the biggest company out there in the whole market, if this is happening to them, whether they pushed a button or somebody pressed something wrong or inserted something wrong, you know, that guy was expecting, he said 10 to 12 PSA 10s, but that's tough. Feel bad for him. So, what are your thoughts? Comment down below, let me know, and then maybe we can hopefully grow this thing to help him out because sorry for Preston, but PSA's got to do better. Until next time, pat out.